Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm so excited to be sharing my spring sewing plans. There is just something so exciting about spring to me. I find I often get into a bit of a sewing slump over winter. I just don't find winter that inspiring to sew. I think it's mainly because I love wearing and making pretty summery dresses, and winter just is not the time for that. So once spring rolls around, I am usually itching to get into sewing again, and I have a beautiful pile of fabrics here that I'm so excited to show you. And like always, I also have some saved inspiration on my Instagram that I will talk you through now. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and let me show you what I have planned to make for my wardrobe during spring. The first fabric, well actually the first two fabrics I have to share with you are two secondhand tablecloths. The first one is this beautiful lacy white tablecloth with the most decorative border. I've still got the price tags on these, so I can actually tell you how much I paid for them. This one here was $4. It's not very big, but I feel like there is definitely potential to make something really special for my wardrobe out of this. Basically, what I want to do with this tablecloth is film a little thrift flip of me turning this into a blouse. And I really want to try and use the decorative lacy edges as collars for the blouse. I have done this a couple times, but not to this extent. So I just want the blouse to be very simple and basic, just a white blouse, but I feel like having this lacy detail as the collar will just be something so unique and special. Here is one of my all-time faves, Noelle and Fox, wearing a beautiful collared blouse underneath a knit, which I just think looks so classic and makes a very simple outfit just something a little bit special. And I really do think a blouse with statement collar from this tablecloth would look perfect poking out from underneath my Rosery jumper that I wear all the time. The next tablecloth I have is this gingham number with this stunning embroidered detail on the corners. This tablecloth was also $4, and at first I was thinking of making a blouse from this one as well, but I actually think I would prefer to make a pair of boxer shorts. Boxer shorts definitely had a big moment in the Northern Hemisphere over summertime, and I have been very inspired to add a pair to my own wardrobe for the warmer months as well. And I think this decorative embroidery would just make for the cutest pair of shorts. I've actually shared a free sewing pattern for a pair of boxer shorts that I'll leave linked down in the description below. They are these very simple gathered shorts here. I will definitely be using this pattern to make this pair of shorts as well. I just feel like the boxer short look with a plain t-shirt over the summertime is just such a casual, comfy look. I'm not very much a shorts person, but what I like about this shorts pattern is that because it's so gathered at the waist, it is super flattering. It almost looks like it could be a gathered skirt. They're just kind of like a little bit oversized and super comfortable. And yeah, I think a more refined version of these shorts in this gingham tablecloth is just going to be such a staple in my wardrobe over the warmer months. Something I get asked quite a lot about my me-made wardrobe is how do I make my sewing projects and the different garments I make work so cohesively as a collection. And I have recently discovered a tool that I have been using to plan out my wardrobe called Milanote, who I'm so excited to share is the sponsor of this video. Milanote is a flexible and unstructured workplace that helps you think and plan better at the early stages of the creative process. You are easily able to create a range of different boards for every step of the creative process, including mood boards, storyboards, design briefs, as well as more structured to-do lists, all with the intention of organizing your creative plans in a visual way. Here is a look at the boards I've created for my spring sewing plans, and I just love being able to see all the different fabrics and designs I'm planning on making over the season all in one spot like this. It really does help me to see how each individual piece will work together as a collection, as I do want my different sewing projects to work together so I can actually wear them together as well. Something else I love about Milanote is that you can save images and links directly from websites using the Milanote web clipper tool, and therefore you're able to essentially create bookmarks directly onto your boards that you can go back to and revisit later. I like to do this with all the different sewing patterns I might like to try, and therefore when I'm ready to actually purchase the pattern and start making it, I can go back to my Milanote boards, click the links, and go straight to the patterns and purchase them. So this here is my main sewing plans board, which has all the links to the patterns I want to make, as well as all of the different fabrics I want to make each specific garment out of. It's also got things like shopping lists for the different supplies I need to purchase, and I've also been able to add little notes to remind me of certain things I need to keep in mind when I'm making each garment. But I did find, as I was sourcing inspiration for the types of things I'd like to make this season, I was finding so many different images, so I decided to create a subboard, which is a mood board, where I can just keep all the different pieces of inspiration that I found over the last few months. I also love that they have an image finder tool as well, so you can literally search whatever type of thing you'd like and find images that work perfectly for your mood board, and then you can literally click and drag things wherever you'd like to put them and make a mood board that is beautiful to look at but also inspiring too. So if you'd like to go and check out Milanote for yourself, then I'm so excited to share that it is available for free. So sign up for a free Milanote account using the link in the description below this video so you can start visually organizing and planning your creative projects too. Thank you so much Milanote for sponsoring this video. Next I have this gorgeous linen fabric in the most beautiful, what would I call this, like eucalyptus green? This is actually some premium linen that I picked up from Spotlight the other day. It was not cheap, but luckily there was a sale on for I think 40% off, so I got it a lot cheaper than what it was originally. With this fabric, I'm planning on making another one of my Japanese sewing patterns from these sewing pattern books. I picked these up while I was in Japan, and I've kind of started a series on my channel where I make garments from these books. The two skirts I'm looking at are very similar. The first one is this long gathered skirt here. The gathering part of the skirt is only on the back for this one, and then the front is quite non-gathered, which I think is really interesting and would still have the comfort of a gathered skirt but look a little bit more refined and fitted at the front, which I think could look really cool. The second one, however, which is the one I think I'm leaning towards making, is this tucked skirt. So it's kind of got some beautiful pleating at the front, and similarly the back is where the gathering is. So again, you have this really beautiful, comfortable gathered feature at the back, which the reason why I love gathered skirts so much is because they're just so comfortable. But I do love this kind of pleated, what do they call it, tucked detail at the front. I think out of the two, looking at this again now, this is the one I want to make, and I'm gonna make it quite long, like pretty much to my ankles, like this one here is pictured, and I'm so excited about it. I love making these Japanese sewing patterns. They aren't exactly the easiest thing to make, but I love the challenge of it, and so far the two items I've made from these Japanese sewing pattern books have been way better than I even expected. They are some of my favorite pieces I've made for my wardrobe recently, and it's just so exciting, and I feel like a skirt from this fabric is going to be exceptional. Next I have another Spotlight find, and that is this stunning ditzy floral crepe fabric. I think it's a crepe. It might be chiffon crepe. It's very lightweight, very see-through, so I'm gonna have to figure out a lining to sew with this fabric. Chiffon crepe is not my go-to fabric choice, but the print was so gorgeous I had to pick it up. It's this absolutely micro orange floral design, and it has a pop of green in it too, which is pretty much the exact shade of green as this eucalyptus linen, which makes me very happy. And what I plan to make from this stunning floral fabric is the sleeveless Eleonora dress by Silver Saga Patterns. This is such a stunning dress, oh my goodness. She actually has a sleeved version of this pattern, but I had already purchased a pattern almost identical a few weeks earlier, so I couldn't justify purchasing Silver Saga's version as well. But when she brought out the sleeveless version, I immediately snapped it up. I just think it is so gorgeous, and I just think it's going to work so nicely with t-shirts and like long sleeve tops like this one underneath, as well as being really nice to wear on its own as well. So I'm hoping to make this dress out of this fabric, but obviously because it's see-through, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go. So whether I can line it or not, I'm gonna have to look into a little bit. But I also fell in love with this gingham version. It's the same pattern, but this one here is by Rachel Ann Jacobs. honestly, just look at it. Look how stunning this dress is. It's honestly the sort of dress that feels like it's made to be made in Gingham. It is just the perfect combination, and I obviously am a huge fan of Gingham. I also love that Rachel has used a smaller gingham width. The squares are kind of tiny and micro, which I think works perfectly for this style of dress. I don't actually have enough tiny gingham fabric like this in my stash at the moment to make this dress, but I did purchase some online a while ago and I'm fearful it's never going to arrive, so that's a shame. But I will probably end up making it in this floral version anyway, because I just think a floral version in this dress would also be perfect. If that gingham ever turns up, great. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. I'll just try to get my money back, I guess. The next fabric I have is this beautiful rusty red shirting fabric that I purchased while I was in America. I went into Joann's for the first time of my life. I've heard all about Joann's and I filmed a whole fabric shopping video about my time shopping in that shop and all the other fabric shops I went to while I was in Austin. I love the colour because I'm very much into my autumnal shades, but this one is just a beautiful rusty brick red, but also has a bit of a like orange tinge to it, which makes it almost like a beautiful rosy colour. I don't know, it's such a pretty colour. I really like it. And I also was really excited because shirting isn't really something we have where I'm from anyway. I'm sure you can get it in other fabric shops, but in the fabric shops available to me, I never come across shirting fabric. And what I love about it is that it's cotton, so it's breathable, but it's got a really nice structured crispiness to it, which I love. From this fabric, I'm hoping to make the garden dress by Frux Studio. It's this dress here, which is a pin tucked bodice dress with ties on the side, similar to the ties on the side of my pinafore that I'm wearing today. I wear this pinafore all the time, so I already know I love this style of dress so much. But obviously what I love about this pattern is the pin tuck details. It is just incredible. So as you can see, we've got the main version of the pattern here, and then we've also got a blouse version and a V-neck version with sleeves. I think I'm gonna stick to the original, just plain pinafore style, because yeah, I've just found I've been wearing this dress so much that it'd be nice to add another version to my wardrobe. And I think because this shirting fabric is a plain fabric, it's really going to let the pin tuck detail be noticeable and be kind of the star of the show with this dress, which I really want. And here is a look at a version made by Carly from Carly B. When Carly posted her garden dress, that's when I was like, ah, I need to make this dress so much. It's honestly so cute. She actually used a very similar eucalyptus colour to the linen I just showed, which looks perfection. And I love how Carly has styled this one with the collared blouse. It makes me excited for the blouse I want to make, and I think would work very nicely with this style of pinafore dress. The last fabric I have to show you is this black broderie anglaise fabric. As I've mentioned in multiple previous videos, and as you can probably tell by the outfit I'm wearing today, I've recently discovered I love wearing black. So I picked up this broderie anglaise fabric from Spotlight a few months ago, and I've decided I want to make a version of my pansy dress from this fabric. My pansy dress is honestly one of my go-to everyday favorite dresses. I adore it, and I just feel like if I had a classic black pansy dress in my wardrobe, it would be one of those dresses I would just reach for every single day. I think I do want to change up the pattern slightly. I think I definitely want to make the skirt a little bit longer than normal because I'm favoring long skirts in my dresses at the moment. I also think something really cool like a elasticated or shirred bodice like this could be really nice. This dress here is by What Abby Wore. I've recently started following Abby and she's actually got a tutorial where she goes into how to make this exact dress, so I'll leave that linked below if you want to make one for yourself. So I'm thinking, yeah, I might take inspiration from that dress and add a similar look to the bodice of my pansy dress. I also saw this dress though, worn by It's Molly Catherine. I love the open back, just something a little bit different like that could be fun to try and implement to my pansy dress, just to make this pansy dress a little bit different to my others in my collection. I am wanting to create a tutorial for whatever I end up making, but I'm a bit afraid about it because black fabric isn't exactly easy to see on camera and or sew with, so I'm not sure if I'll make 2 versions of the dress I'm gonna make, so I can actually have a tutorial version and then a black version as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Do you mind if the fabric's black? Are you still going to be able to follow along, do you think? Maybe let me know how you went with this sewing tutorial. Did you find the black fabric a little bit hard to see sometimes? Yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about. I really do want to add a black pansy dress to my wardrobe, but obviously it'd be a shame if I couldn't share the step-by-step process with you as well. So yeah, I'm in 2 minds about what to do about that. But yeah, that is everything I have planned to make for my wardrobe during spring. I'm so excited to get started. I actually do have some pretty exciting travel plans happening during spring, and yeah, I'm hoping to make a lot of these for my wardrobe before we actually go away. I'll definitely share more about that soon, but yeah, let me know in the comments below which of these projects you're most looking forward to seeing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.